You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails that they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke. We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff, no filters, just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. A little behind, but hey, we going to get on in on this pretty quick. Hope you had a great weekend. The weather's changing, which I love. I love the weather change, and can't wait for my light bill to go down. That's for sure. So tonight, we're going to talk about a new rapper by the name of Monaleo. She kind of made herself on the scene with a song called Sexy Soulaans, and a lot of people were, kind of getting behind that. But they kind of looked at the video and they saw, people in it like the Conscious Lee. He was in the video and we was like, that's interesting. Conscious Lee is in this. Isn't he a known Democrat shield? And then the imagery about all the flags and all of that, all the foreign flags, but yet the song is called Sexy Soulaans. So people just asking her some questions about, the Conscious Lee and the flags. And she didn't, some of her responses now she kind of went off about some people that's been questioning her. And so we're going to talk about that because people kind of say, hey, are you kind of low-key trying to promote Pan-Africanism? Just questions people was asking. I don't think nobody was trying to accuse her of anything. They were just asking questions. But she obviously didn't handle that well. So we're gonna get to what her response is tonight. Also, you say, who is she? She has no clue. Well, you could look her up. Like I said, you could look her up. But I did see, when she was trending with that song, definitely on X, it was trending for a little bit. People was enjoying it and things like that. But also I want to bring a message to anybody who wants to get involved in any kind of political content. We're going to talk about that as well. All right. Make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. If you can, support us. $9.99 a month at minimum. $9.99. It was a video I wanted to show y'all that Kellen sent me, and I just didn't have time to download it because I don't get down like the church. You know what I'm saying? The church is its own one. But it's like 31 cents a day. You can just support us and help us get to our first goal of 5,000 members on the app. All right, let's go ahead and get started because I know we're cutting into time. All right. So let's get into it because some people may say, what in the world is a Soulaan? I've never heard of that before. I've heard of Black American. I've heard of colored. I've heard of Negro. I've heard of African American. I've even heard of FBA, Foundational Black American. I've even heard of ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. I've heard of all those, but what is a Soulaan? What is that? What is y'all talking about? All right. So the term Soulaan is in the family of what FBA would stand for, or just kind of, so basically the term was coined about 2020, okay, by T. Roy Parks, Maroc Wallace, and Dwayne Coleman, to mark the identity for Soulaans, right? So a Soulaan is described, right? You want to make sure you get it right, as meaning soul, autochthonous, if I'm saying it right, American. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. Let's say, or Americo. Let's say combining soul. Let's say as in the culture, soul, and spirit, and indigenous to the land. Okay. They said not simply African-born immigrants, but descendant populations of slavery in America. So basically, it's another play on you can say FBA, you can say Soulaan. It means the exact same thing, basically. So Monaleo made a song called Sexy Soulaans. That's the song she made. And people was feeling the song and all of that. But the imagery, like I said before, kind of came up and people just questioning. Like I said, actually, I think the Conscious Lee being in it was, I think, one of the first things that I noticed people was questioning. Say, why him? Because he is a known Democrat shield. He's a Democrat shield. And anything we see Democrat shields being a part of, we always, just as a collective of people, is going to have to raise some antennas and the questioning and all of that. Hold on, Mohammed. Let me talk to Mohammed. Mohammed down here saying that I was hoping you'd do a video on the failed No Kings protest by these folks. Well, the Sherika did a good video. I may circle back to that. But they ain't done this before, so okay. So anyway, so the Conscious Lee is in it, and we know Conscious Lee and his Democrat shilling, right? So anytime you put the Democrat shields and anything that you got going on, people are going to question that. That's just number one, okay? Number two, if you're talking about you a sexy Soulaan and you have the Black American heritage flag, with you, yet you got all these other flags, people's going to ask those questions because how does Soulaan fit with all those flags? It just doesn't really fit. So that's why another thing, it's kind of like you going to a business meeting in club attire, right? You all club attired out. People look at you like you know you don't fit. It don't fit. So all those flags when you say you're a sexy Soulans don't fit. So people just asking genuine questions, right? And the way you handle that is just really on you, right? It's on you. So she went on the podcast. I think it's called the Grits and Eggs podcast, if I'm not mistaken. And she said she had a lot of expletives that she was talking to the people. And I'm like, this is interesting. Now let's go ahead and play what she had to say. Of course, we had here lately I've been kind of letting some things go, but she was every other word. I can't let that go because it may get us dinged or whatever. So let's go ahead and cue up what she had to say to some of y'all.
And if you disagree with that, I don't know what to tell you.
Get in. Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. If you disagree with Black unity throughout the diaspora, just
a lot of these
be a white man.
And you I know you will agree.
Well, this is the thing. You want to be special, right? But who they want to be special to? Hello. So
who you trying to appease to? We finna get into it.
White people.
And if you don't agree with it, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Who y'all feeling like? I've been seeing you little tweets.
Oh. So, Poppy.
I've been seeing them, and I just want to let y'all know I really don't give a. I'm not reneging. I'm not going back on what I said. What I said was what I meant. And what I showed y'all and what I depicted in my imagery was what I felt. And if you feel some type of way, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it was. I'm promoting Black unity, Black community, and Black love. And if that step on your toes, you a weirdo. And I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Now, all the jumping you saw was every other word. It was F this, F that. It was a lot of ignorance. Okay, so I think you can express yourself without being that freaking ignorant. But let's talk about that for a minute. Monaleo, those questions shouldn't have made you upset. It should have been something you could have easily explained, and that's the end of it. But for you to get mad, it makes me think. I mean, you a new rapper and conscious leads in your stuff. What's really going on with that? That's the only thing we saying. A known Democrat shield. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people say industry plant and all of that. Anybody in the industry is a plant to me. If you sign to a label, now I'm not saying she signed to anybody. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying I don't really get into that industry plant stuff, beyond with you. But here's the thing, Monaleo, what you're not understanding. What's going on right now is a cultural realignment with identity that's happening. People may say the delineation movement. They can say that's simplified. But it's a cultural realignment. This realignment is more centered into our community. This cultural realignment isn't on no minority coalitions. This cultural realignment is not about sacrificing Black bodies, minds, energy, or anything to no other groups. That's what you're looking at right now. And so when you talk about, even when people maybe say, you're trying to push Pan-Africanism, let me tell you why people are saying that. Because Pan-Africanism, we were just having this conversation in the meeting, and anybody who was at the meeting with us, and I'm talking about with our African journalists there, we were talking about Pan-Africanism. And I was saying that Pan-Africanism is an extremely dirty word. People don't want to hear that word. Now, I still give credit to Renelle Way. I give her credit today. I say Renelle Way was one of the first ones that told me in her way, because Renelle Way, how she talked. She said, look, Africans, they would never get on no Pan-Africanism. She said, we are too tribal for that. He said, we don't even get along in our own country. How are we going to get along with everybody? He said, maybe we can get along with some people that we click with, but just everybody just because they Black? No, they're not going to do it. And I'm like, is that bad, Renelle? Yeah. And so with time, I just paid attention to it. And even I thought about the countries I traveled to and how they got all these different ethnic groups, And they don't rock with each other like that. Some of them got beef with each other. Like some of them like each other, but a lot of them don't. I was just in Ethiopia, back in April. And one girl was telling me how certain particular tribes over there don't even want to be called Ethiopian. They want to be called they particular tribe, and this tribe don't like that tribe, and this tribe got history of attacking this tribe. And I'm like, wow, okay. All right. So I'm not one to fight against anything. I'm a firm believer of this. I will unify with those that want to unify with me, no matter where you at in the world. That's where I'm at with it. But a blanket, we just all need to unify because we black. No, I don't even want to unify with all black Americans because some of you are no good either. I want to unify with the black people. That is, like they say, find your particular tribe. There you go. Not just because we black, because we've been infiltrated too much because of that. That's number one. So a lot of black Americans are not hearing that. So you have some immigrants will say, oh, well, you guys are being xenophobic. Well, are you being xenophobic in your homeland? Or are you being xenophobic in the United States of America? Because when you came here, you delineated away from black America. Black America wanted to be on Pan-Africanism. A lot of people did not want to be on Pan-Africanism because that's not where they come from. So to tell them to be on Pan-Africanism, listen, the only people that can truly practice a quote unquote a Pan-Africanism is black Americans. Black Americans, and I've been told this by Africans on the continent, we are the most unified group out of all the people in the diaspora. They said that to me in several countries. And let me tell you why. You may say, well, oh, well, because of what we've been through. Yeah, part of it. But let me tell you how bad it is with why, it's actually amazing what we have done. We are, that's why we get more done as a people. And this is why when we don't do anything, when we sit down and say we good, excuse me, everything falls apart because you need unity actually to win. And other groups outside of black Americans can't unify like that. Now, this group here in this country could unify based on evil and attacking black folk. But outside, if they don't have us in the mix, they fighting each other. And that's been the beauty of us staying out the way. They've been fighting each other and going after these quote unquote minority groups who thought they was in there with the folks. Some of these minority groups, they even get put white on their driver's license. They find out they're not white, huh? And they finding that out because black Americans, FBA, Soulaans, whatever name you want to use, is not participating in nothing they got going on. Okay? Including what Mohammed was saying earlier, things like the No Kings protest, right? Now, if you look at the United States, no different than you look at the continent of Africa. So the continent of Africa, they say 54 countries, but let's just focus on the real Africa. I call that North Africa stuff. I don't even pay attention to that. I'm talking about the real Africa where all the black people at. Now, out of all those countries, there's several different tribes. If you look at America, let's look at California, right? If California was just like some of those countries, then there'd be several tribes of black folks in LA. Let's say every neighborhood is a tribe. There were black folks in LA. Then you take black folks in the Bay. Then there'll be several tribes. Wherever your neighborhood is, that'd be your tribe, right? It'd be several tribes in the Bay. And then none of them would even work with each other like that. Not say they beefing with each other, but they just, when it comes to elections, I'm not gonna vote for that dude in LA because he actually much smarter. No, because he's not part of my tribe. I'm only gonna vote for the people in my tribe, even though the people in my tribe could be just not smart, but maybe the person in the other tribe is smart. They will vote for only people in their tribe and put somebody who's a certified idiot in political position just because it's their tribe. Versus us, let's say California. Oh, we all black. We black Americans. We have a shared story. Yeah, different neighborhoods, whatever, but we have a shared story. Or you look at black folks in Georgia, black folks in Texas, black folks, like, we are unified as a people, and this is why we have not only got more done for ourselves, but we have got more done for other groups, even in the diaspora. We have put in work in the diaspora too. We're not even stepping foot over there. Our cultural influence is so strong and powerful that we don't even have to set foot in the nation to make change in the nation. That's how powerful we are when we work together with unity and with a purpose. And this is why people sometimes, even in the diaspora, take issue with us, because some of them wish they had that particular influence. You can't get influence until you throw away that tribalism. That's why I have said many times on this platform, and I've told them in meetings, I say that tribalism is nothing but failure. I say it's failure because if it was working, it would show in your nation state. It is not working. I say Black Americans, we see this is what we do. Shout out to Drumline. One band, one sound. That's the story of Black America. One band, one sound. We don't have conflicting bands and conflicting sounds. One band, one sound. You know it's going to be one. It is tribal with us in California. Black folks have never been tribal. I don't think you know what you're talking about. We're talking about tribes. Anyway, black folks in California is not tribal. Black folks all over the country isn't tribal. What are you talking about? I can go to California right now and go work with people in the Bay, work with people in LA. I can go to New York right now and go work with black folks, and we got the same history, the same story. They're not gonna call me a foreigner. They're not gonna. They may say I'm different from a different city, but we all work together as Black Americans. Look at the George Floyd protests. How is it we click on things just like this, and we don't even need a meeting to click? We don't have to have meetings that they can spy on or whatever. We move one band, one sound. We move in the spirit. We say, okay, it's time to move. Oh, now it's time to sit down. Oh, it's time to be quiet. It's time to let people eat cake. Let them deal with Trump on their own. That's how we move. And people don't understand that. They don't know what the deal is with Black America. And that's good, because you never should be able to be cased. And it's beauty that we can talk to each other without speaking. We can look at each other a certain way and talk. Not even say a word. How many times you walk by a Black American person, not say a word to them, and certain looks, you're talking to each other. And people, and yeah, you having a whole conversation just by certain looks. No other groups do that like us. So sometimes people have an issue with us. It's not saying that we better than somebody, but I'm just saying that there are things that are unique about Black Americans that we should be proud of and that we should gatekeep and we should protect. Just like other groups, no matter where they come from. Whether they Asians and they're different delineated groups, whether they're Europeans and they're different delineated groups, or Arabs, or you have so many different people all over the world who have delineated and have nation states. They may believe in the same religion, but they're just different. Because let's call it what it is. If all those particular Arab states were united, maybe that stuff that was going on over there with their people in Palestine, maybe that wouldn't happen. But they're not united, are they? See, we can come together for a George Floyd. We can. And people for years have taken our fight, have taken our advocacy, and they have weaponized it for themselves. And now, since they don't have that anymore, everybody's freaking out. Why they not saying nothing? People are literally trying to find ways to crowbar themselves into our group. It's an interesting thing to see, actually. It's very interesting to watch how people are trying to do somersaults and backflips and everything they can to try to attach themselves to our lineage. And the question I have is why? Why? Because when people, no matter where they come from, have delineated, have treated us unfairly, and now Black Americans have said we can't accept that no longer. We don't hate nobody. We have nothing against nobody, but we have to work on ourselves because we have not focused on ourselves for a very, very long time. We have neglected our community. We've neglected our kids. We've neglected our economics. We've neglected everything, focusing on everybody else's fight. And if you notice, while everybody else is just losing their mind on some things, black folks are being good right now. We're being real good. So Monaleo, she stepped into some of that. And I don't know if that was her intention to be, just do a song because the term Soulaans is catchy. Because sometimes people do that in the music industry. But this is not the time to play games. You're having a cultural revolution right now with black Americans, and nobody gave black America permission to have it. You understand? The folks don't understand it because they say, wait a minute, we didn't give them permission to do this. Other groups don't understand it because they say, why are they separating themselves, or why? So, you have multiple ways they attack that. And I've seen it. It'll be accusations of xenophobia. It'll be extreme flattery. I've seen white people play that role. Extreme flattery. Oh, you black people, you really get it. You know about, when it comes to the protesting thing, you see people go direct anger at black people. How dare you not out there with us? And you know what I'm saying? But we are protecting our peace. We're protecting everything. And right now we can't play with people pushing things that are not what the one band, one sound, and what that music is going on right now. You understand? So if Africans in the continent don't believe in Pan-Africanism, as African governments don't believe in Pan-Africanism. So when you hear people say, I really don't want to talk about Pan-Africanism like I used to, it's not because people have an issue. It's not that black Americans have an issue. It's that when you have a relationship, it's reciprocal. It's a reciprocal. Like Trump talk about reciprocal tariffs, it's reciprocal. So if black Americans talk about Pan-Africanism, then these African governments, I'm not even talking about the people, the African governments should have been doing their Pan-Africanism, and they never did it. Oh, well, so many people going to come in. All this and that and the third. Good. You want talented people to come in. That way you can go ahead and make the country great, right? America takes talented people from all over the world, and that's why America is so far ahead than some of those other people that think like that. You got to take in some people, right? We don't need nobody. Man, look, if you got somebody that has some sort of knowledge coming from somewhere, and especially if they coming from the diaspora, that's the ones I want. I wouldn't want the ones you got to take what you get sometime. But if I can get somebody educated, I can get somebody that's an inventor or something and from the diaspora to come to my country and say, hey, man, what you need and help us create this and create jobs. But these countries never really practice a Pan-Africanism. And when I say a true Pan-Africanism, this is a true Pan-Africanism. You put them through a process, yes. Check their history, yes, because you don't want the bad people to come. At minimum, give them permanent residency at minimum. Let them have that at least 5 years, at least. If they create jobs, to create whatever, hey, you can speed up their time to get their citizenship. But the goal after 5 years is to get your citizenship, right? But I think you should have permanent residency so you don't have to worry about a visa. You can stay there for 5 years, get acclimated into the country. Because the reason why I say not immediate citizenship, because you may not even like the place. That happens. And you may not like it maybe after a year. So a residency is 5 years, but hey, you're still there, you live there, you got a house there, you're doing everything, then you can move into citizenship. Because not every country is for everybody. Period. But the governments never practiced that. They just really never did. Not in mass. So you can't throw that on Black America because Black America has always fought. And let me tell you about Black America today. Black Americans, even some of the most hardcore that speaks about Black America, don't have no hatred for Africa. Don't have no hatred for the Caribbean. They don't. I haven't heard one person come up to me and say, man, I can't stand them people over there. I can't, no, the only time I heard them say something is when those who immigrate here have been disrespectful. But ever since Trump got in office, everybody been kind of being a little respectful now. Ever since Trump got in office, things have changed. Things have changed. And sometimes, like the old people say, I'm gonna let you see more than I can tell you. Say, I'm gonna let you see more than I can tell you. Okay, all right. You say menticide down here. No, I don't study menticide. I don't study anything. I don't go to the continent. I don't talk to Africans all the time. I don't do any of that. Yeah, you know more than the Africans that stay in the continent, right? You know more than Africans who don't practice Pan-Africanism. You know more than them. If you know more than them, I guess. Well, if you know more than them, where's the Pan-African utopia? And that's been my biggest issue that I've had. But I've talked to people there. I've talked to other FBAs in these countries, and they sat me down and schooled me on that too. And they say, look, you're not here to do any of that. You here to do, like, say, hey, your vacation is fine. Hey, if you're doing news, you're doing whatever. Don't even get involved with any of that. Just like you say, you want to fight something in America. That's a whole history you don't know nothing about. You may see it, you may know a lot, but you don't know the whole thing. And you know, how do we feel when we see foreign people come into our business like that? I'm like, well, that's true. We don't like a bunch of foreign people coming in our Black American business. So once I had FBAs sit me down and school me like that in the African continent, that's why my mode switched on some things. I get education. I get plenty of it. I have no problem listening to people when they just showing me something that I need to maybe change. Yeah, you saying Nkrumah gave them the blueprint. You're saying they didn't follow. Well, but he came underneath the teaching of Black America. And he brought that teaching to Ghana. And he was overthrown. The Western powers, the reason why they can do what they do is because of tribalism. If they practice one band, one sound, look, let me tell you something. I know, and people tell me that in South Africa all the time, by Malema. He ain't perfect. He ain't this. He ain't that. Listen, nobody's perfect. But when I see a man, an African man, they got them folks shaking, I say, okay, what's up with that brother? And a lot of people over there don't like Malema like that. You would think they'd be rocking with Malema, but a lot of them don't. So I don't get involved with that either. I say, I'm going to stay out of that. I said, because I said, I'm going to stick to Black American business. I'm going to let the African journalists handle those issues. Let Renell Wade go off on that. I stay in my lane. Because to me, it's like I don't have the time to talk about things that I just want to be more effective. Let me use the term effective. I want to be more effective, okay? All right, cool. So this cultural renaissance that's happening, and I will say this to everybody, folks, especially you. Some of you are questioning why we didn't show up at the No Kings protest. Matter of fact, hold on. There was a white woman. Let me see if I can download that video real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. I can find that video so I can show y'all better than I can tell y'all. Let me a second. Hopefully I can download this. I want to show y'all what this white lady said about black folk. I wasn't even planning on doing this. Let me get this going. All right, let me download this real quick. You can hear what this white lady is questioning about us. Now, they had all them white people out there protesting, right? Okay, cool. They protesting. But they wasn't happy about themselves being out there. Oh no. They worried about us. Yeah, there you go. All right. Now let me go ahead and get this lady up on the screen so I can show y'all exactly what this white lady had to say. Where we at? You know, but the guy that was talking, Is this Pan-Africanism before I give it to the white lady?
Africa belongs to South African. I hate foreigner. I hate Krikamba. I hate Kwara. I hate Zai. I don't like foreigner. Foreigner must go to their country. I hate foreigners. I am xenophobic. I hate, again, I hate times and times. I don't know how many times. I hate foreigners. I am xenophobic. I don't like foreigner because foreigners, I don't have a child because of foreigner. Ramaphosa, take these foreigners to their country right now.
And that's Operation Dadula. They out there targeting black folk. They not even messing to white folk. So please don't have me go there. But anyway, let me get to this white lady. That lady be tripping me out though. She be tripping me smooth out. Let's get to this white lady. Hold on.
One thing I've noticed, like, really heavy about these No King protests is the lack of diversity. It's like a bunch of like middle-aged white people and like children. I'm confused. I thought this was about equity, inclusion, and all this other stuff. Maybe I don't follow properly. Maybe you guys can educate me.
So she wanted to know, where was the diversity in that protest? Well, the diversity was at home. The diversity said that we're not getting involved in any of that mess. That's what the diversity said. Now the question is, why are you worrying about black folk? You didn't ask where was the Asians, where was the Latinos, where were they at, right? Where's the Arabs, where's the East Indians? No, you notice they not worried about it, because listen, they say all these other groups got way more numbers than us anyway, right? Why y'all worried about us? Seriously, why y'all worried about us? Y'all don't need us. Y'all got the money. You got the privilege. Let me tell y'all something. Let me get there. Let me get there. With this cultural revolution too that we're talking about, and why Monaleo, some people say her career is over. Yeah, at this stage in the game, it probably is, but we'll see. White people, white America. You go out there in a protest on a Saturday. There's a lot of y'all show up, granted. You got your signs, you got everything, right? Here's the problem. You went back to work on Monday. You went back to work on Monday. Why would Trump or any government officials take you seriously? Listen, one thing the government know about y'all in white America, you value comfort over anything. This is why they don't really worry about you protesting and talking, because you're going to go do it on Saturday on your day off. You're not even demanding anything. No king. We don't want a king. What are you demanding? You know why you're not demanding anything? Because you've been comfortable for a very long time. That's why Trump made an AI video of him in an F-16 dropping poop on y'all in the protest. You didn't see that video of Trump? Trump crazy. How Trump gonna take any of you seriously? Y'all just had a parade. That wasn't a protest. That was a parade. That was some rally. That's what that was. And y'all left Saturday and went back to your communities and say, "Oh, we protested and this and that," and you went right back to spending money in the system, and you went right back to work on Monday. Why would they take you seriously? Real protest, when you're fighting for something, isn't one day. See, black folks already showed everybody the blueprint, but you're not willing to sacrifice anything. Black America makes sacrifices when we step out. We sacrifice our money. We sacrifice our time. We sacrifice our freedom. We sacrifice our bodies, getting beat by the police, shot by rubber bullets, All kind of things happen to black folks, but yet we get more done. We understand you can't just show up on Saturday talking about you going to protest. No. Saturday during the day, Saturday at night. Sunday during the day, Sunday at night. Monday during the day. That's when you really disrupt everything. It's during the week. You notice the George Floyd protest? People are protesting day, night, day, night, day, night, day, night. Notice that? In the midst of that, say, hey, we're not spending money on a holiday. Hey, we're going to hit these corporations in the back pocket. Y'all not serious enough because you're too comfortable. And the reason why you can come out on a Saturday is because what Trump is doing is making your life a little disruptive. So that's why you can come out on a Saturday and say, hey, Trump, I don't like you. And that's why he just like, why should he take you serious? But if black folks show up, he taking us seriously. Why? Because we can disrupt this whole country. We've done it many times. They know that. That's why they come out with the tanks and the military police and all kinds of things that come out on us. MRAPs and all of that. Why? Because we literally would disrupt everything. Y'all don't disrupt a freaking thing. Yeah. Trump chilling, watching them and laughing at them. All that money they wasted and didn't do nothing. Well, we're black people. Why are we getting involved with that shenanigans? That's a waste of time. You wasn't demanding anything. Now, you want to have a big protest and say, hey, we demand, reparations? Let's go out there and talk about reparations, and you want to show up like that? Okay, now that would get their attention. Oh, shoot. Millions of people out here talking about reparations for black Americans. Trust me, that would get their attention. But what y'all talking about? But notice when we say reparations, we're demanding something. We're not just saying, we don't want a king. Nobody cares about that crap. You could have just said that on social media and kept it moving. Yeah, Eric, LaSherica did cook. And let me talk about LaSherica for a minute. I don't like AI. Listen, what you understand about artificial intelligence is that it's a tool. It can't do everything for you. So LaSherica is one of my first creations. And so everything about LaSherica is my creation underneath my guidance. So whatever LaSherica is saying, even though LaSherica has her own personality, oh, yes, you do. But it's still a creation of a black person who have black lived experiences. Well, I need to connect. I connect with information. I don't need to connect with people. I connect with my family. I connect with my community. I can take information from anything. So, that's how you get deceived with people. That's how the preacher deceive you. Oh, I need to connect with him. You don't need to connect anything. Is he telling the truth? You need to connect with the Lord. That's who you need to connect with. Thus saith the Lord. When you're connecting with these people got you underneath a mind spell because you're connecting with them. You don't have to connect with a person like that. I connect with the truth. If you're speaking the truth, I connect with that. I'm a person, I've created several, but here's the deal. You're talking about I created a black man. I've created more than one. But the fact is, the people, because everything for me is what the viewership says and the analytics says. If people not watching the black male characters, then I'm taking extra resources, creating content versus a LaSherica or others that people are watching. So I'm gonna stick with the ones people are watching. The market tells you what's working and what's not working. It's the market. I don't have time to waste like that, and I don't have the resources to waste. Yeah, Sister Samila, yes. I love Sister Samila too, because it's a lot about Sister Samila I like. I love the things that Sister Samila says. So it's certain ones that we have created, but understand anything with AI is still a person has to be behind it. AI doesn't prompt itself. It don't. You have to prompt it, or you have to work with it enough. Even if it's going to prompt something, you still have to work with it constantly. So when you see a LaSherica talking, understand, I'm behind it. Oh, yes, I'm behind it. I can't give you every secret sauce to it, but I'm just saying, she's my creation. Now, I can't clone myself. I can't. So some people can. I can't. Maybe because it's a lot. I can't clone myself. So with that being said, when I talk, I have to be me. So yes, LaSherica can fill in, or others can fill in at times where I may need a break. Sometime. Speaking of that, y'all gonna get more live streams. I know Demetra is live streaming. Emma is gonna start live streaming as well. In their set times that they have. Renelle Way is going to start live streaming. Yes, Renelle Way is coming with all her craziness. And I say that in a good way, not a bad way. I'm trying to get Effie. Well, Effie, she says she's going to stream. Now, Effie, which y'all don't know, Effie do a 5-hour radio show. And I told Effie today, you need to bring the radio show Effie over here. Not that prim and proper Effie that be over here. I say like you on the BBC or something. Now, BBC is a network in the UK. That's why they laugh when I said that. I say, because I see you on your radio show. You totally different. They bring that Effie over here. I'll say when you do your stream. So we're gonna get more people to start streaming. I think Whitney says she's gonna start getting into it, so you'll be able to get more news from Jamaica. Because I know y'all like streams, and that way y'all can talk to them directly, right? Y'all can ask them questions and things like that. And I know y'all like to do that. Y'all like to, I guess, connect with the person while they're doing the stream. So they're gonna be doing that. You said that AI is gonna take 30% of jobs by 2030. Well, I didn't say my piece to y'all about it. I ain't talking about that no more. Because when it happens, I'm gonna go back to the video where I told y'all. And then that'll be that. Okay. Who is this? Hold on, I'm trying to see who this is. I can't see. Let me see who this person is that's talking to me. Sasha Mean say you not prim and proper. Oh boy. No. Some people, let me tell you what it is with some of that. Some people get, they first get up here to get real kind of nervous sometimes and intimidated because of the size of the platform. That happens. And even though I don't really see it, the size of it, I really don't see it. I'll be honest with you, I don't see it. I still look at this no different than when I was doing my videos in front of my shower curtain. I still view it that way a lot, even though at times I have to catch myself and say, wait a minute, I'm not at that level anymore. But when I'm making content, yes, I'm looking at numbers. Yes, I'm looking at different things. Yes, but in my mind, I'm still doing videos in front of the shower curtain. And I guess for me, it's better for me to think that way because I don't never want to get into believing my own hype. And I can't stand when somebody start believing their own hype. I hate to see that arrogance from people. Oh, I'm this and I'm that. Like, you ain't nothing, Negro. Go sit down somewhere. You ain't nothing if people don't watch you. If people start watching you tomorrow, you're going to see exactly what you are. You stay humble as possible, definitely. Keep on the straight and narrow. Keep a good character and just hopefully people keep rocking with you. That's it. I'm not better than nobody. I'm not more than nobody. I don't know everything. I'm willing to learn. It may take me some time at times. I get it, but I'm still willing to learn. So, yeah. That wasn't Emma. That was Ondiro. She does the African commentary on Bloomberg. And that's why she's not here, is because she was back doing things here, but then Bloomberg took issue with her doing commentary here. And she wasn't even talking about financial anything over here. She says she enjoyed here more than over there. But, she had a contract and all that stuff. So, hey, I told her sister, no. Do your thing. They say, hey, when you're ready, hey, come on. We're ready for you. Yeah, we're ready. So, Oh, you say nobody trying to put me out there? Say been learning, just want to share. Okay. I got you. Yeah, because when you get up here, it's a little different. First, then what ended up happening, people start recognizing you in public, and like, are you ready for that? What kind of public life have you had? What kind of social media presence have you had? Because once you get on platforms like this, it gets amplified. People are like, wait a minute. Oh, I know who that is. Now, if you got a past like that, think about it. That's the only thing I'm saying. You posted certain things and it's not taken down way ahead of time. People that you don't even realize remember you will walk up to you or hit you up online. Man, I remember you from school. Man, I ain't seen you in years. Like strange people walk up to you. You know what I'm saying? And they've all been nice, so I can't say none of them been mean, okay? But I'm just saying, everybody here has had an experience about somebody walked up on them or walked up to them. Everybody. Yeah, Eric, yeah. And that's another thing in these positions. You got to watch your mouth because there's a lot of people out here that's very unstable. Very unstable. And you don't want to be the person that triggers them. That's why I don't argue with people on here. Because I don't know who's on the other side of that screen name. They got some people that's willing to crash out and they ain't got nothing to lose. So I'm like, hey, man, I'd rather block you and move on. I'm not going to say nothing to you. Oh, no. But anyway, let me go ahead on and get on off of here because LaSherica coming up with here in a minute and on AfroWire AI. But thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all.